गुड न्यूज टुडे, नई उम्मीद जगाने वाला हिंदी न्यूज चैनल.
The battle for Panjshir is now in final stages. Taliban has claimed to have taken the control of Panjshir, the last area in Afghanistan being held by resistance forces. Taliban has claimed to have completely conquered Panjshir and came under the control of the Islamic State of Afghanistan. On your screens right now are the images of Taliban fighters taking control of the governor house in Panjshir. Taliban have hoisted flag at the governor's office making claim of this particular victory. Meanwhile, Resistance Forces commander Amrullah Saleh's aide has told India Today exclusively called Taliban's claim false. He said that resistance forces are up on the mountains and defending themselves. Earlier, the resistance forces called for ceasefire, but the Taliban have rejected this offer. Meanwhile, as per Tolo News from what we're picking up, Fahim Dashti, journalist and resistance forces spokesperson, has been reportedly killed in clashes with the Taliban. Local media also suggests that a nephew of Ahmed Massoud, General Abdul Udud Zare, was killed. According to sources, leaders of resistance forces, Ahmed Massoud is in Tajikistan for the past 3 days, and Amrullah Saleh is still holding in the valley at an undisclosed location but is safe. Abhishek Bhalla is now joining us live. Abhishek, looks like the battle for Panjshir finally is in the final stages with all the recent developments that are coming in and questions arising on how long are the resistance forces going to be fighting the Taliban. They have lost some of their top commanders as well, including one of the voices of the resistance forces. Fahim Dashti is reportedly now killed, according to Tolo News.
Well, latest inputs coming in, Chaiti, that the resistance forces are denying Taliban claims that Panjshir has been occupied. But having said that, there is no doubt that there has certainly been a big jolt to the resistance in Panjshir. There are reports that several casualties at the top level have taken place. The Taliban flag has been seen flying in Panjshir. So Panjshir was, in a way, the last bastion, from where a resistance could be put up against Taliban. But it seems that, slowly that last bastion has begun to crumble. We'll still wait and watch with latest inputs because, there are a lot of contradictions in whatever information is coming in. But one thing is clear, the Taliban is making the inroads in Panjshir as well. And if that happens, then obviously at some point of time, Panjshir will be taken over by Taliban like they've taken over the entire country.
Right now, Abhishek, is just claims versus counterclaims?
Yes, it seems so because earlier there were reports, credible reports that Taliban has taken occupation of Panjshir. The Taliban flag was also seen flying there. But the latest that has come in is that there has been some sort of denial by the resistance forces. But what we are gathering from various reports is that the Taliban is definitely they're present there in big numbers, and the resistance that they were facing earlier, that seems to have eased a bit as far as the Taliban is concerned. How much of fighting has happened, we are still not clear.
As said, the Taliban takeover claim is false. That's the big breaking story that is coming on your screens at the moment. Saleh's close aide going on to say Taliban claims are false. Resistance forces are up on the mountains defending themselves. Taliban has been aided by Pakistani choppers for the operation against them, is what they're claiming at this point of time. Abhishek Bhalla still continues to be with us. Abhishek, one has to note the involvement of Pakistan in this particular move in helping Taliban. Amrullah Saleh's close aide has also exclusively mentioned how the Pakistani choppers are being used for the operations against the resistance forces right there.
Well, a clear indication of Pakistan's involvement in the developments that are taking place. This was feared by all that, at some point of time, Pakistan will want to, meddle in the affairs. And if this is true that Pakistani choppers are assisting them, we need to be very clear on what kind of operations are these. Are these military-like operations? Are these military helicopters, first of all? In what way is Pakistan assisting? If it's a military assistance, then of course it's a major cause of concern, because then it clearly shows that the Pakistan military is hand in glove with Taliban in whatever is happening there. And then one needs to also focus on another aspect, whether the Pakistani military was assisting Taliban in the run-up to whatever has happened till now. So these things need to be clarified. As of now, claims and counterclaims that Panjshir has been taken over. For a long while, we were hearing this, but now there is first official denial from the resistance forces that this has not happened yet, and that the resistance forces are continuing to take on Taliban.
Absolutely. Abhishek Bhalla getting us those latest details. Continue to stay with us right there.
MashaAllah, alhamdulillah, MashaAllah, alhamdulillah.
The home province of one of the greatest guerrilla leaders of the 20th century, Ahmed Shah Massoud, and former Vice President of Afghanistan, Amrullah Saleh, Panjshir is known as the Valley of Five Lions. It's located 150 kilometers north of Kabul, close to Hindu Kush Mountains. With a population of 173,000, most of the inhabitants belong to the Tajik ethnic group. The valley never fell to the Taliban even during the 1990s, nor was it ever conquered by the Soviets in 1980s because of its location, which makes it a natural fortress. We're getting those visuals on your screens right now as well. The only access point to Panjshir is through a narrow passage that is created by Panjshir River. All the roads to the valley are closed to the outsiders. And according to some reports, there are about 8,000 to 10,000 anti-Taliban fighters in Panjshir. But what are the challenges for Panjshir then? Number one, the biggest concern is that the Taliban will put up guards around Panjshir and stop the supply of food and essential items. However, as per an official report, Panjshir Valley has enough food and medical supplies to last till the next winter season. Also, the Tajik fighters need bigger weapons to fight the Taliban militants, which is the Ghani administration never provided to them. Much of the Panjshir Valley does not even have running water and electricity, with most of the residents that are relying on generators for a few hours per day. But under the soil of Panjshir, there is a huge stock of emeralds that has not been touched yet. In the medieval periods, Panjshir was famous for silver mining. Till 1985, crystals up to 190 carats have been found there. If mining infrastructure is ready there, then the area is going to develop very fast. And Pakistan's role in helping Taliban against resistance forces has been exposed now. Amrullah Saleh's close aide has told India Today already that Pakistan Air Force choppers are helping Taliban fighters in their fight to win Panjshir Valley. Earlier, Afghanistan's Samagan province MP also made a similar claim, saying that Pakistan Air Force bombed Panjshir Valley. He said that Pakistani Air Force uses drones to strike Panjshir. Remember, Pakistan has reopened its airfields near Afghanistan, raising eyebrows. Pakistan has activated Shamsi Air Base in Balochistan near the Afghan border. Sources tell India Today that a significant amount of air activity has been observed in the region, which is aimed at providing tactical support to Taliban. Meanwhile, Pakistan's intelligence agency ISI chief is in Kabul for holding talks with the Taliban. He met the chief of Hizb-e-Islami party and discussed the current situation in the country. ISI chief Faiz Hamid went to Kabul on the invitation of Taliban, the first high-ranking foreign official to visit Kabul following the Taliban takeover of the city.